Okay, it is fight week. It is Tuesday. We are in London, and on Saturday night, this man here could change his life. Fabio Wardley. Does that sound about right? Could you change your life Saturday?
Yeah, I think that's a good summary of things. Yeah, past Saturday night, a win there is life changing. I guess
No
it's
pressure,
funny when
then?
no, that's all right. Just crack on, knock someone out quickly, take over. Yeah, lovely. But yeah, big night.
So this camp then, it must have been different then, right? Because this is Joe Parker. This is a whole different level of heavyweights that you're entering now. This is a guy that's beaten Wilder, been in with Joshua, all those guys. Must have been different.
You would think, but no. For me at least, that's not something me and the team are trying to do, want to do. We don't go, right, this is the biggest fight ever. We need to overhaul things, do it all like this now, do it like this. Blah, blah, blah. I think too much change in a camp can be disruptive. And secondly, trust in what's got you here. We've been ticking all the right things along the way. Don't get me wrong, each camp along the way has been tweaked and we've changed some things and adjusted to whatever. But there's no big shifts or changes. You try, again, for me personally, I try not to let this become too much of an occasion, too much of a big thing and puff it up more than it needs to be, not to take away from how serious Saturday night is, but ultimately, I've done 20 odd camps now, I've had 20 odd fights, like I'm experienced, I know what I'm doing, so there's no need to fluff it up more than it needs to be.
Did the Justice Hooney fight ring any alarm bells for you? Did it make you think, I'd better work on this, I better sort this out before I go to the next level?
No, not alarm bells. Look, it revealed some areas where I have flaws. Across the board, us as all fighters, we have flaws. But I've said a bunch of times over, that fight in of itself, for a variety of reasons, did me the world of good. Because if I'd have, say, beat Justice Hooney quite comfortably, clean, maybe got rid of him in 2 or 3 rounds, I'd be going into this fight with less self-awareness, less knowledge, and I wouldn't have worked on some things that cropped up in that fight as areas that we need to fix or sort out. I'd have been coming into this Joseph Parker fight thinking, actually, you know what, everything's sweet, I'm hitting all the marks, everything's all good, I'm clean, I'm moving perfectly. Whereas actually, that showed me, okay, there's a few things we need to tweak and adjust here. So I'm coming into this fight way better than I would have if things would have gone swimmingly.
So you're an improved fighter between June and now?
Yeah, I'm an improved fighter from 10 years ago to now. Like my whole ride and whole journey along the way has just been fight and improve, fight and improve, fight and improve. Look, you could look back to Fraser 1 for the most stark reminder of that, from that fight to then Fraser 2. So one thing I've proven that I am able to do is adjust and improve.
At some point, the experience has got to come up, right? This is your 25th fight, like amateur or pro, white collar plus
everything,
plus
all in
pro,
all, yeah.
Like, and he's had over 100 when you're amateur and pro. At some point, that's got to pay, right?
Has it? Why? If I'm progressing and I'm getting better and better and better, like there's nothing to say that just because Parker, whoever else has had more fights than me, that they should beat me. I know everyone talks a lot about experience, and it is useful for myself, I believe, to an extent, but experience can't save you in the ring. It doesn't give you an extra boost of energy. It doesn't make you punch harder. It doesn't make you quicker. It doesn't do all those things. It is great for you kind of bringing together elements of your fight game, but ultimately in there on the night, you have to dig in yourself and find out what's really there.
You've got this unique style where, and maybe I'm wrong here, it feels like sometimes you don't even necessarily know what you're going to do next. So I don't know how the other fella's going to know what you're going to do. You're quite unpredictable. Is that a fair statement?
Yeah, unpredictable is probably a kind way of putting it. Yeah, look, I don't think you're wrong either, because I think because of the way I came into boxing, the way I've grown in boxing, and it's a credit to my team as well. If they've never tried to pen me in or box me into a certain style or fight a certain type of way or do things in this kind of straight line manner, which maybe if I'd have came up in that with like strong amateur roots, things like that, which maybe I would have been kind of pushed towards. They've always very much let me find myself and let me kind of find what matches with my style, where I feel comfortable, what feels more natural. and then try blend those things into a more conventional style, but not wholeheartedly holding on to that. It's just piecing bits together.
First camp as a dad. Big Papa Wardley out here.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good because it's a funny one because everyone's like, oh, you've got a kid now and like sleep and this and that and they're going to get in the way and you need to go, like everyone's like, oh, you need to do your camp away from them and everything like that. But actually for me, it's actually been the complete opposite. It's actually been such a nice like reprieve at the end of the day kind of thing. Like, don't get wrong, you still get up, get the hard work done, tick everything off that I need to do. But then to like get home, play with my little one, like just switch off and be a dad for a few hours before she goes to bed is actually a really nice kind of switch off and relax for the brain for me.
That's interesting because Parker's done the same thing. He's brought his family. He's done both things before. He's been away, separated himself so he didn't get soft, stuff like that. But he's brought them all over to Ireland. He gets to play with his kids every day. Is there not a danger that will soften you? The fact that you've got this fight mode and then suddenly you're cooing your kid and stuff like that. Because I remember speaking to Tyson Fury before the second Usyk fight. Said he hadn't spoken to his family in 3 months. Didn't want to switch from this fighter mode to dad mode. But you're okay with it?
Yeah, look, for me personally, that's not something I need to do. The switch for me is not something I need to maintain or build into. It's manual. I flick it as soon as I know game time is on. And going through a camp with my family close by or with me and them giving me that, because ultimately being with them and being around them, as much as people may say they're a distraction, actually they're a constant reminder of what you're doing, who you're doing it for, how much it means not only to you but to them. And like you say, getting through this fight, getting through the Parker fight is life-changing. So no better motivation than seeing whose lives it's going to change every day.
Wilder, Zhang, Bakole. These are the 3 wins that Joe Parker has put together recently, which has seen the boxing world say he's the guy who deserves to fight Usyk. What would you have done against Wilder, Zhang, Bakole? How do you think you would have fared in those fights?
It's the same thing, under all the same circumstances, I'd have done the same thing. I believe I'd have knocked him out. I look at those 3 opponents and I don't think there's not one there that I wouldn't have stopped. I would have done the same thing. So, but that's not to take anything away from Joe. Look, it's credit to him. You can only beat the men in front of you. I'm sure Joe looks at my resume and says the same thing. He could have beaten all those fighters, and maybe you could, maybe you couldn't, whichever. That's not where the questions lie. But it's not to take away that they are good contenders within the division, and he took them out. So he's on a good run.
Alexander Usyk says that he has about 3 years left, maybe 5 fights left. Do you think you'll be one?
Yeah. I think I'm the next one. Yeah, I think I'm the next one. Don't get me wrong, when it all comes around, when it all happens, it will be a wild ride and a real kind of weird full circle moment. But I think I am next up. I've been chasing this for 20 odd fights now, and I've got 1 to go and then I'm there. So yeah, there's no stopping now.
Listen, that would be the ultimate kind of test of this guy with no experience against the guy with all of the experience. I mean, that's quite something, Fabio.
Yeah, look, that's all I'm doing. I'm just building a storyline. I'm building this all together just to one day just bring it all to Netflix and go, here you go, here's my life, have a go with it and roll it out. But yeah, look, it's fairy tale stuff to be from where I started and kind of my aspirations within boxing, or maybe lack of, when I first started out. I just did it because I loved it and because I enjoyed it and I wanted to have fun with it. And it's just progressed and turned into something crazy, I guess.
It's just got out of control.
Yeah, it's got a bit wild.
Final one. What would a win mean to you on Saturday night?
Yeah, look, it would mean everything. Like I said to you, I've been building towards this for the last 20 fights. We've been aiming at this for a while now, and I've been getting closer and closer and closer, and the tests have been getting bigger and bigger, and I've had to go through different types of moments. Wars, knockouts, bleeding, cuts, fatigue, losing a fight, coming back, and all those things, all to build me to this moment, to get me through, to lead me on to a world title shot.
One final one. Wilder couldn't knock him out. Joshua couldn't knock him out. Bakole, all these guys, big punchers. Why can you knock him out?
I think in terms of my power and my record, that speaks for itself. There's not a lot of selling I need to do to anyone on that part. I think it's known that, look, if I catch you, not even necessarily clean, but if I catch you half clean, you're going to be hurt, you're going to feel it. And it's credit to Joe, because when he goes down, he does get back up. But I believe that I'm younger, fresher, I've got the power, I've got the speed to put him down if I need to, once, twice, 2, 3, 4 times. Like, it doesn't matter. I will stay in front of him and I will keep going.
Best of luck. Let's have a little fake cheers. Okay. Fabio Wardley changes his life potentially on Saturday night.